This series is proudly brought to you by Uniting AgeWell, supporting seniors to remain healthy, active and connected. For care and support tailored just for you, contact Uniting AgeWell today. This program is suitable for most people, however it should not replace a supervised exercise program. Please consult your local doctor before commencing an exercise program, especially if you have one or more of the following: have had joint surgery, any medical condition affecting your heart, lungs or blood pressure, joint inflammation, you have not been doing regular exercise. Stop exercising immediately if you experience one or more of the following: chest pain, shortness of breath, nausea, dizziness, numbness or tingling in the arms or legs, severe pain or discomfort in your joints. The producers and distributors disclaim any liability or loss, personal or otherwise, resulting from procedures in this program.
Hello and welcome to today's episode of Move It or Lose It. My name is Tuan and I'm a physiotherapist at Uniting AgeWell. Today's episode will focus on exercise that help balance and leg strength and have been selected because health professionals have chosen them because they help prevent falls. As we get older, the chance of having a fall increases, which can lead to injury or even time in hospital. So it's important for us to regularly do exercise that challenges our balance to help us to stay strong and stable. And now let's begin with a warm-up. So let's just march our feet like this, and I'll introduce Phil, Carol and Julie, who will be helping me today. Okay, now let's just get our knees up a little bit higher. Get our arms moving as well. It's important to do a warm-up before you exercise because it gets the body temperature up, gets blood flowing throughout the body, helps to prevent injuries. So just gradually ease up into it. Okay, and relax. The next thing we're going to do is just stepping 2 steps forward and then 2 steps back. We'll be doing a lot of stepping during the program, so it's good to warm up, get used to the movements. Okay, and now what we'll do is continue marching on the spot again, and I'll show you what we'll do next. Basically a hip rotation, so bring your knee up to the side and down, and then keep marching, and then do the other leg. So up to the side and down, and you guys can join in. So this helps to loosen up the hip muscles, and if you can't get it to 90 degrees, it's fine if you can just do what you can. Just do a little bit, it's fine. And continue to keep moving the arms, keeps the blood flowing. And then finally, what we're gonna do is just marching on the spot, but on the balls of our feet. So I'll turn so you can see what I mean. Before we were having our feet flat, and now I'm on the balls of my feet. So this activates the calf muscles, which are very important for balance, and it's good to get them warmed up before we begin. And relax. And now we're nice and warm. We're going to move into the first section, which is weight shifting. I want us all to start with our feet shoulder width apart, or a little bit further than shoulder width actually. Okay? And so now what we're going to do is shift our weight to one leg, and then slowly shift your weight to the other leg. Try to keep upright, your shoulders relaxed by your side. Keep breathing. Weight shift is very important in balance. We do it all the time without even thinking. When we take every step that we take, we're shifting from side to side without even knowing it. So it's good to practice these things. Helps to strengthen the legs as well. And relax. The next position we're going to do is one foot in front of the other. We call this stride stance. So have your feet shoulder width apart. Feet facing forward is good, because if you have your foot turned out too much, it makes it a little bit too easy. Okay, and relax. And now we're going to do the same thing as before, but shifting our weight to the front leg and to the back leg. And when you do it, just do it slowly. Don't go so far that it hurts. And make sure your knee doesn't go too far in front of your toes. Yep. And relax. So weight shift is important because if you're on a train or something like that and it suddenly stops quickly, having good weight shift can keep your balance. And stop. Now keep your feet in that position. What we're going to do is put our hands on hips and just rotate your hips. This just helps to loosen up the hips. And then we're going to go 4 times in the other direction. and also challenges the balance a little bit because it's a bit more dynamic. And then relax. Keep your feet in that position. What we're going to do now is reach forward, reach up, and reach back. So what we're doing now, we'll do it 3 more times. Forward, up, and back. So what we're doing now is reaching outside of our base of support because that really challenges our balance. And when we challenge our balance, that's when we can really improve it. So, and relax. And just relax and shake it out a little bit. What we're going to do is the same thing on the other side because it's good to keep even, make sure both legs get a workout for balance. So 1 foot in front of the other like before. And now shift forward, shift back. Shift forward, and you should feel it in your thigh muscles, in your leg muscles as you move as well. And if you want, you can just focus on an area in front of you that helps with your balance as well. Okay, now just keep your feet where they are, put your hands on your hips, and 4 times we're just going to rotate our hips. If this is too hard for you, you don't have to do it. And relax. Okay, now finally we're going to reach forward, reach up, and reach back. This is a good exercise for balance, and a few of my clients really enjoy this one, especially the one moving backwards. They feel it really helps with their back, actually. So 1 more time. And relax. And good, and just shake it out. So that's the end of the weight shift section. What we're going to do now is some balance exercises, but before we do that, we're going to grab some chairs for some support. The next section is all balance exercises, and we'll be using this chair for support if you need it. Hang on to it, but if you can, try to have as little support as you can, just fingertips, or if you're feeling very safe, just without it. So the first position is just feet shoulder width apart, toes pointing forward, shoulders relaxed, and just relax like that. So Phil, Carol and Julie, they've got good balance, so you don't see them wobbling, but there's some people at home who might find this quite challenging. And so now what we're going to do is move our feet together, closer together. All right, just touching each other. So what that has done is it's reduced the base of support, which makes it harder for you to keep balance. So you might notice, I'm noticing it as well, just as I'm doing this, I'm slowly moving just a little bit to side and side. So what's happening there is I'm basically falling, but my feet muscles are bringing me back to the middle. So that's good for improving balance. So now what we're going to do is the next progression. So this is called stride stance. So we're going to put 1 foot in front of the other, toes pointed forwards. And if this is too hard for you, you can stick with just that. That's fine. It'll still give benefits. Phil's going to try something harder called tandem stance, which means he's going to narrow his base of support and just have 1 foot in front of the other like a tightrope, because Phil's really good. All right, so we're going to try that for 10 seconds. And so as you can see, just for me, I'm already wobbling, and that's just naturally my feet is communicating with my brain and trying to keep me upright. And so if you're at home and you're feeling yourself wobbling, that's a good sign because you've found an exercise that's challenging for you. Okay, now we're going to switch our feet around. How about the other way around? Okay. So once again, so at home you can do this, practice this every day or a few times a week at least. You can do it anytime when when you're boiling a kettle of water for tea, or when you're brushing your teeth even. You can stand like this, get some exercise, practice for balance, and relax. And now we're going to try an even harder progression. If it's too hard for you, just keep your hands close to the chair. We're going to lift 1 foot up and just standing on 1 leg. And if it's too hard, just stick with the stride stance. Okay, so like that. So this is another one that's good for when you're brushing your teeth or boiling a kettle of water. And as you can see, my body and my muscles of my legs are correcting myself. So yeah, you can see it's doing my balance good. And now relax, we'll do the other leg. So this is quite challenging, so don't feel bad if you can't do it yet. But if you keep practicing and going through the progressions that we've been doing today, you'll slowly get better. So over time, might start off being able to do that only. And then after a few weeks, you might be able to do that. And relax, good. So the next one we're gonna do is opposite hand. So I'm gonna raise this leg and this hand and come down, and the other one too. So just something dynamic, because balance isn't always static. You're not always standing still. Sometimes you're moving as well. So if you have a little bit slight bend in your support leg, that's good. And balance can help if you focus on a certain point in front of you. I'll just do a side view so you can see it more clearly what I'm doing. It's hard, isn't it? And relax. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to change it up a little bit and just add something like, we're going to get a soft beanie bear. So if everyone's got their own one with different colours. So what we're going to do is stand with our feet apart and just throw and catch. So this just adds a little variety to your balance exercises, challenges you a bit dynamically, because now you're concentrating on catching as well. So you can throw it low like this, or you can try throwing higher sometimes. And all this is really good for improving your balance. So now, guys, put your feet together. This will make it even harder. So try and catch it. So at home, just find like a pair of socks. You can roll up a ball of socks, or just find something small and soft, and that should be fine. And relax. And so I think now we've a good time to have a short rest and have a drink of water if you need to, and we'll see you after the break.
Continue doing what you love with the help of Uniting AgeWell. With 5 AgeWell centres across Melbourne, our highly experienced health and exercise professionals design tailored wellbeing programs for older people using state-of-the-art exercise equipment and technology. Receive assistance with physiotherapy, occupational therapy, podiatry and exercise therapy, including yoga, tai chi, Pilates and stretch classes. Start your journey to wellness today. Contact Uniting AgeWell to find out how.
Welcome back. Hopefully you guys had a little short rest and ready to go. What we're going to do practice now is stepping, because it's very important to be able to do this. Sometimes on the ground there might be something on an object that you don't want to step on, and this is good practice. So we've got a marker on the ground, but you can use a bit of tape to put on the ground, or just use your imagination and just look at a spot and just practice stepping over that. It should be fine. So what we're going to do is start with stepping with your left leg over and then back. So practice makes perfect, so doing things like this means that when it happens in real life, you're ready for it, and your muscles are ready for it, your body is ready for it. So we've done it with the left leg, now let's try with the right leg. So it's good to be even. And relax. The next thing we're going to do is going to step over it and then just continue walking 2 steps. So if you watch me, and then we're going to walk behind the marker again, and then let's all do it. So step over with the left, take 2 steps, and then walk behind it. So once again, this is very dynamic, and it helps to practice balance dynamically as well as statically. Now let's try stepping over with the right leg. So step over with the right. Yeah. Excellent, and step. Moving, and even the turning is good balance practice as well. So step, and as you see when I'm turning, because turning is a skill as well. And relax. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to side step. So come to the right hand side of the marker, and we're going to step over like this, and then over the other leg, and now back the other way. So once again, this is practicing different direction, because we're not always stepping forwards and backwards. Sometimes we have to step to the side. This is good practice for that. Exercise different muscles as well. Excellent, very good. And relax. Next thing we're going to do is a box square. So imagine a square that's a big box. So I'm going to step with my left, right, and then back, back. So just a bit wider than you were doing before. So everyone ready? We're going to go left, right, back, back. Left, right, back, back. One more, left, right, back, back. Excellent. And now just to keep ourselves even, we're going to start with the right leg, left, and then back, back. Ready? Let's go. Right, left, back, back. Right, left, back, back. One more time. Right, left, back, back, and relax. And I love how much in sync we were there. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to practice stepping over it. I'm going to call out left or right, and then you at home, if I say left, use your left leg to step over the mark. And then if I say right, actually don't move, just step your left leg, come back. If I say right, I want you to step your right leg and then back. and I would call them randomly, because what happens is in life, not everything is predictable, and sometimes you have to be ready for unexpected things, so this is where this comes in handy. Ready? Left. Back. Right. Left. Right. Right. Left. Left. Excellent. 10 out of 10 for Carol, Jill and Julie. And relax. And finally, the next exercise I'll be showing you is one of my favorite balance exercises. It's basically heel-toe walking. So I'll demonstrate basically putting one heel in front of the other, one toe, heel toe, heel toe. Pretend you're walking on a tightrope, and I'll show you from a side view. So it looks like this. And it's a lot easier than walking on a tightrope because you're not so high up, so it's good practice if you ever want to do that. So you guys ready? So ready and go. We're going to do 4 steps forward. It's quite hard. And back. You guys are doing really well. Oh, there's a modification for this because a lot of people can't do this. So what you could do, you guys keep going. Instead of doing it like that, you can have your feet just a little bit apart, and it's doable but still challenges your balance. So you can do it like that at home if you like to. As we say in exercise, anything is better than nothing. So even if you do this, it's still going to help you. And eventually you might be able to do that. And relax. Excellent. So now what we're going to do is we're going to move on to leg strengthening, because leg strengthening is an important part of balance. So before that, we're going to grab some chairs for some support. So what we'll do to start off with is some heel-toe raises. So basically, let's go hold on to the backs of our chairs and go up on your toes, and then back down, and then raise your toes and down, and just continue that for a little while. What you should be feeling is just the calf muscle and the front of the shin. And these muscles, as you can see from the earlier sessions, is that it's very important for balance. And relax. The next exercise we're going to do is hip abduction, which basically means bringing your leg out to the side. And so you guys hold on this way, but I'll show you guys this way. So what you do is bring your leg out to the side and back in. You don't have to bring it very high. It's fine just to keep it low, just nice and controlled. Keep your body straight. Try to keep your belly tucked in. Tighten your core. The reason we do a lot of leg strengthening in standing is because while we're doing leg strengthening, we're also improving our balance at the same time. And now do the other leg if you can. So you should be feeling that on the outside of your hip, sorry. And I'll just come forward a little bit so you can just see what that looks like. And relax. Good. The final one we're going to do is leg swings. Basically, I'll just show you what I mean. Basically, if you hold onto your chair, just swing your leg gently forwards and backwards, just in a relaxed manner. So, just like that. So this is a dynamic stretch. It stretches the hip flexors and also the hamstrings. Dynamic stretches are really good, and especially if you've already been doing some exercise like we have, your body will be warmed up. It's so warm about it. It's good for balance too. And now do the other leg. Okay, so just start small, it's fine. So if you keep doing this, it will help with your hip flexibility. And relax. Okay, now, after all that we've done now, just take a short rest and we'll see you after the break. Welcome back. I hope you had a good break and you're ready to go again. So what we're going to do now is continue our leg strengthening. We're going to start with one of my favorite exercises, sit to stand, which basically involves sitting in a chair and then standing up. And I'll show you how to do it correctly. So just shuffle forward to the edge of your chair. Just keep your feet shoulder width apart. I'm just going to turn my chair so you can see from a different angle. Okay, so what we do is we sit on the edge of the chair, feet shoulder width apart. Just bring your feet slightly behind your knees, and then when you're ready, lean forward and stand up, and then sit down again. And we'll repeat that a few times, 5 times. So you should feel it in the front of your thighs and your glute muscles. This is an excellent exercise because it's very functional. If you do this every day, you'll find it a lot easier to get out of chairs. Like some people find getting out of couches and sofas and low chairs are very hard. If you do this every day, it'll help you a lot. Some people at home might not be able to do it, so you can also use your hands if you need to. And relax, very good. Okay, the next exercise we'll do is another one of my favorites. We'll stand behind the chair and it's a squat. So basically, what you do in a squat is you have your feet shoulder width apart, and the important part is just stick your bottom backwards and come up. And you don't need to go so low that it's uncomfortable, just go you can do a half squat if you want, just like that, that's fine. So that strengthens the glute muscles and the quad muscles. So we'll do that. Feels all right? Excellent. So this is a very important exercise. Like I said before, when you have strong muscles in your legs, your balance will improve, and this will help a lot. And also will carry over to other things like reaching down to low cupboards, picking up things, doing gardening. A lot of gardeners have trouble getting down, so this will help a lot. Excellent exercise. I prescribe to a lot of my clients. And relax. Now that we've finished our leg strengthening exercises, it's time for my favorite part, the cool down. All right, so the first exercise we're going to do is just have your feet close together. Just slide your hand down your thigh and then the other side. What this does is just gives the spine a nice good stretch. And relax. The next part of the cool down, we're going to do a calf stretch. So if you stand behind your chair, just put one foot in front of the other. Make sure that the back foot is facing forward as well, because some people have it to the side and then you don't get quite this good stretch for the calf. So now what we'll do is we'll lean forward, keep the heel on the ground, and you should feel the stretch at the back of the calf. Hold it for about 20 to 30 seconds. It's important to do a cool down at the end of the exercise because it just gives the body a chance to slowly, gradually reduce the heart rate, reduce your breathing, just ease into it instead of doing it so quickly. It can cause shock. Now, switch your feet around. And also, it's a nice reward, I think, when you finish a hard exercise just to do something simple. I know when I do like yoga, the last few poses are the best. And relax. And the last one we're going to do is a hamstring stretch, which I'll turn my chair around for. Actually, no, I'll keep it that way. So we're going to sit in our chairs now and do a seated hamstring stretch. So come to the front of your chair, have one foot planted on the ground, the other foot just straight. You can bring your toe up, foot up, keep your back straight, and then lean forward, and I definitely feel a stretch at the back of my thigh, and that's your hamstring. And a lot of people have tight hamstrings. Another part that's good about the cool down is it's a good time to do some stretches because your body's already warmed up. So it's a really good time to do some stretches and help your flexibility. And now we'll do the other side. Just remember to keep your back straight and lean at the hips, because a lot of people sometimes will just bend at the front and they're not really stretching out the hamstring quite as much. So everyone's got really good form here. And relax. And that brings us to the end of this episode of Move It or Lose It, where hopefully we showed you a few things that you didn't know, or if not, at least hopefully you had fun and improved your balance. And we'll see you in the next episode of Move It or Lose It.
Hi, I'm Amanda, Regional Manager AgeWell Centres at Uniting AgeWell. Falls are a significant risk to health, well-being, confidence and independence as we age. After the age of 65, 1 in 3 people will fall at least once a year. About half of these falls take place in and around the home, and most are preventable. Beyond strength and balance training, there are many things that can be done to reduce your risk of falling. During periods of illness, take your time getting out of bed or moving around. Keep up your exercise, maintain a nutritious diet, arrange regular medical checkups, and exercise your brain. If you're taking medication, ask your doctor about side effects. Allow time to adjust to new medications, and beware that sleeping tablets may alter balance and perception, so be cautious getting out of bed at night. In relation to vision, have your eyes checked every year. Take extra care with your foot placement if you wear bifocals. And avoid sudden changes in light. Allow time for your eyes to adjust. With footwear, shoes should fit firmly and comfortably. Aim for low and broad heels and a soft, flexible and non-slip sole. Regarding slip and trip hazards, remove loose mats, electrical cords or frayed carpet. Clean up spills and install grab rails in wet areas. Install sensor lights or touch lights for effective lighting. Clear or repair soft, wet, loose or uneven pathways. And now safety. Don't rush to answer the phone or cross roads. If you don't feel confident out and about on your own, take a friend or family member with you. Carry a mobile phone or a personal alarm. If you find your balance is decreasing, when standing, keep your feet apart or use a walking stick for a wider base of support. When reaching for an object, move close to the object. When turning, avoid swivelling or pivoting quickly. Take small steps and turn your whole body around. If you're feeling unsteady or starting to lose balance, talk with your doctor or physiotherapist for information and advice.
This series is proudly brought to you by Uniting AgeWell, supporting seniors to remain healthy, active and connected. For care and support tailored just for you, contact Uniting AgeWell today.